Everyone else ready to go?
Yep.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. So, this is DoReMi Fantasy, the sequel to the unfortunate NES game Milon Secret Castle. Well, I've never really played that game. I've only heard about it through AVGN. Right off the bat, we do a 2 pixel precision jump there to get a power up. So, the main health gauge is that your green pants is 3 health, blue is 2, and red is 1. And you start off with red at the beginning of levels, or the beginning of the game, and if you die, you start with red. So we want to keep green the whole time because it's safe. And that's all good and stuff. So Milon's main attack is bubbles. They can trap enemies in it, and they also do damage to bigger enemies. When you're not blowing bubbles at them, you can just jump on them and use them as platforms, which also has its merits in the speedrun.
Yeah, and so the bubble can you can shoot like multiple bubbles, and like they travel a certain distance based on like the upgrade you have. Is that right?
Yeah. But you have to get the upgrades first before that works. At the beginning you only get one like half screen shot. But in that last level we picked up 2 like another ability that lets us shoot 2 at once, whatever you want to call it. And in the level we just got through, we got a bubblegum power up, which saves us from bottomless pits. And it's kind of broken in a way.
Yeah, and you'll see the bubble gun used intentionally later on in the run. Didn't you say that there's also like a Milon puzzle game or something like that?
Oh yeah, there's a DS only, Japanese only puzzle game called like Milon no Hoshizora Shobon or whatever. You could learn more by googling it because I don't know. I've played it before, but that's about all I understand.
Yeah. So the charged bubble attack, you shoot a bubble in 8 directions, and it's necessary for breaking blocks that are above you or below you.
Yeah, so we don't see the bottom attack version until later, but we definitely see it at least once, so I guess that's notable. So here there's wind, and the fastest movement in wind is to stay on the ground as often as possible, because if you're in the air, the wind has stronger impact on you. And also at the end of that level I did a somewhat precise crouch under the enemy and it avoided him. So in this level is a labyrinth level, and it starts off with a movement tech that I completely botched up, but that's okay because it's whatever. So the goal of these levels is to find the key and bring it to the exit so we can move on. And that might involve pressing various switches and stuff to get to where you need to go. These are much more maze-like than all the other levels in the game. And they all have their fair share of unique enemies that you only see in that one level. So, in this level, it's hidden behind those blocks, which, if you know the Milon lore, that's a thing.
Oh, when I was playing this game for the first time, I found it by accident.
Oh, the key?
Yeah. I don't know any Milon lore.
Dude, the lore is serious business. So here we're coming up to the first boss, and one of the more infamous aspects of this game is that the bosses are just RNG awfulness. So this boss isn't too bad, but he can climb up this tree, which wastes time compared to the optimal pattern. But usually that's the more common attack, so can't really do anything about it. So, but otherwise he's not that bad. Oh, before I forget, we're gonna watch a cutscene because cutscenes are fun, right? And not at all slow, right? So here, Milon finds a dentist, but not really. Here's some Bomberman. We need to use one to blow up the path ahead. Milon picks the black one because, I don't know, it's the top option, so it's like kind of faster, but not really. Unfortunately for him,
not really because you're watching this cutscene in the first place.
Yeah, pretty much. But he doesn't care for Milon's safety that much, so he just gets caught in the destruction, I guess.
But Milon's clothes didn't change colors, so he didn't take any damage.
I guess that's a good thing enough. A good enough thing, I guess. So here's the first level with musical stars. And those are necessary to beat the game because they unlock abilities. Whether or not they're useful or not is an entirely different question, but you need them anyway. Just trust me on this one. Now here is my first use of candy boosting. That's why I like to call it. It's like candy, and it's also deboosting. Damage boosting. Whatever you want to call it. Then we can get the floaty shoes up there, which lets us fly through all the levels. It's not like the cape in Mario World where you can keep your height. It's just a glide. It's like... it's good enough, I guess.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sections of this a lot safer.
Now we have to go out of our way again to get musical stars because necessary. So, I guess we weren't talking about the worlds much, I guess. So the first one was called like the Forest of Departure, I think. Because Google Translate told me it was that. Which kind of makes sense.
I thought you knew Japanese.
Oh. I'm not the master of Japanese.
Alright.
I'm just a filthy scrub. So here's the world of sweets, packed with forks and knives that out to kill you. We're gonna jump over this platform because leg reduction. Because this game's kinda bad at leg reduction.
Someone in chat asked if I'm your dad.
Well, are you?
I don't think so.
Hopefully. Hopefully not. I don't know which word is appropriate in that context. I don't know. Well, moving on. We have more stars to collect, more pixel perfect jumps to do, and all around good speedrun time. Taking damage, missing cycles. It may or may not have happened before. I don't really know just yet. Oh. Well, That's the first time we see the bowling ball power up, I think. It just mows down enemies in front of you, but it takes time to use, so it's not worth it all the time.
Yeah, I think it's like the very first thing in the first level that you can pick up, but it's slower to pick it up.
But the pro non-chicken strats use it for like a height boost to not have the floaty shoes for World 2. But I'm a chicken, even though I'm the world record holder. So I just use easy strats, even though I guess I'm better. I don't know.
Yeah. I think the tool assisted speedrun gets the floaty shoes in World 3, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, also, good players do that too. Which I'm clearly not. Sarcasm. I don't know. I say I don't know a lot, okay?
Pitchy,
So,
it's because this is actually a game. The other Milon Secret Castle is not really a video game.
then what is it? An abomination, maybe? Well, anyway, this is an auto-scroller, the purest form of speed movement. If you mess it up, you're doing something wrong, apparently. But it's kind of hard to mess up these kinds of auto-scrollers. There's not much going on, so it's all fine and dandy. That gives you enough time to do a little dance, jump on these cone things. And I'm looking at these chocolate sandwich thingies flying around. Ice cream sandwich thingies? They kind of look like those waver things. Which... And that's how you mess up the auto-scroller, by charging up your attack. It was an accident, okay? Except maybe it wasn't. So here in this level, at the beginning, we're gonna charge up an attack so we can get the range up power up, so we can shoot farther. That'll be useful for a boss coming up. And also a type of speed movement in this game is that you can jump up ladders faster by letting go. Well, jumping and then grabbing onto the ladder again. And just spamming inputs. So that candle, we can't like skip it, so we have to wait for it. Okay, so we got all the stars for this world, and that unlocks pushing blocks in the next area of the game. Oh, the Doom candle showed up. So, that candle over on the right there doesn't always show up. But when it does show up, it usually means RNG is gonna be awful. It's just a hunch, but usually happens that way. So I like calling it the Doom candle.
Someone asks if there are a lot of auto-scrollers in this run.
Oh boy. I'm glad you asked. I hope you like a third of the run being those. Even though the rest of the game's pretty fun otherwise. So, the answer to that, there's 3 of them, but all of them are at least like 4 minutes long. So, they're just something. And also, during this climbing section, that we have to go fast or we're gonna miss cycles. And we're gonna have to wait for other enemies to be where we want them to be. Also, I'm kind of glad there's a safety health right before the key, because this next boss likes to troll a lot. And you'll see what I mean later. So, here's the next boss, Cook. He likes to spin a lot. And that's pretty much it. Or I guess he likes dropping cakes on you too. But mostly the spinning. And the best part about the spinning is that when he's spinning, he's totally invincible. And he can just decide to spin forever and ever.
Yeah, kirbyfan has a highlight of one time where the chef was spinning for like, how long? Like,
I don't know, a lot of cycles. Ridiculous amount of cycles.
alright, besides that first spinning cycle, that was okay.
Well, that spinning cycle always happens, so that's fine.
Oh, okay.
So, the story of the game is that there's this fairy named Eris. It's not Alice, it's Eris. The Wii U guide says it's Eris, so they don't lie about those things, so she got kidnapped by a demon named Amon, whatever you want to call him. And apparently there's cursed instruments that need to be like cleaned out or something. So aside from the Eris lore, that's pretty much all I know, like totally, like for sure. I just speedrun the game, okay?
So right there, you jumped off the enemy instead of going for the pushing block thing.
Yeah, pushing blocks is slow, except the one time where you need to do it.
I think starting with this world, they start introducing fake exits, right?
Yeah, this world's full of them, and if you take the wrong exit, then you just respawn at the beginning. So here's another candy boost, so we can get up to this curtain, so we can skip like half the level. And here we're gonna pick up our last, whatever you want to call it, upgrade, where you get to shoot 3 in a row instead of 2 in 1. So, I guess the rest of this world's pretty vanilla, I guess. I don't know. So yeah, also these like shaped doors, they always lead to real exits, so looking out for those is a good idea. So here we can float to skip a timpani jump. It's just a little tiny time saver, but I guess it's there just in case. Okay, so shoutouts to speedrun communities because they find extra routes that you probably wouldn't find on your own. So you can hover down lower, down there. And I didn't do that before. Someone else did it. So we're gonna use this music sheet to jump over and like make platforms easier. I don't know. So this is called the concert hall, and there's a lot of music everywhere, so it fits the theme. So a good question is this a Japanese only game? And the answer is yes, it is. But if you own a Wii or a Wii U, you can buy it on Virtual Console on every region. But it's still in Japanese only. But it's better than nothing, I say. So if you want a fun little platformer to spend a weekend, this might be the one for you. So, I'm gonna hold off on the surprise of the new ability because it spoils the next world pretty hard. Yo, I got the jump. This makes this part easy because we don't need to jump under the sheet and then jump on it to go over there. And that's a lot safer. So there are these microphone guys that say wow. It's pretty incredible. So there's a backup health there just in case. And there's also one at the beginning that I didn't pick up. But that's whatever because I'm green for this boss. But that's a good thing because this boss is really stupid. Meet Cardman. He likes cards. And flying around weirdly with bad hitboxes. That's his gimmick.
Bad hitboxes?
We don't want to see it, but I'm seeing it right now. Like, you can jump on his head, which is the quick kill strat, but you don't want to do it when he's doing this image attack thing, because that image has a hitbox too, and it's awful. So, It's easy. It's better to just take it safe.
Yeah,
Unless
normally...
you're... Whoop.
Oh, go ahead.
Now you can go ahead.
Oh, normally one thing you can do is just repeatedly jump on top of Cardman until he dies.
Yo, I got it. I got the quick kill strat.
Like 30 seconds into the fight.
Yeah, that boss is pretty ridiculous. So, we learned how to swim in the last world, and now we get to swim a lot. And also, this is the first world with dumb enemies in it. Because everything just is awful. It's either they're throwing projectiles at you from point blank, or they're dive bombing you from off screen. Or they're just in your way, or whatever.
I don't know how you feel about like the goblins underwater are probably my least favorite enemy.
They're definitely up there, if not like the king of just dumb enemies. So they can throw spears underwater and above water, and they're like legitimately in your way underwater. So usually you get hit a lot, and they're just awful. And the fifth level in this world is probably the worst part. It's like one of the worst levels in the game because of those guys. So here's a strat, and I don't know if it's faster or not, but you can mash A against the wall, and it just like spams the swimming attack or whatever. So here's one of the more fun levels in the game. We get to go on a surfboard and go down rapids really fast. So here I'm going to take a deboost because it puts me in position to get the health upgrade right there. And to finish the level really quickly. Okay, so here is the dumb level that has a boatload of these underwater nerds in it. Hopefully I'm gonna take it safe so I can get through it. Okay. Okay, we got through the worst part. Now we just need to hug the wall and get out of here.
Yeah, the goblins with the harpoons underwater have really small hitboxes relative to you.
Probably, I don't know. They're really annoying. I know that much. Dude, underwater nerds? That's probably a off-brand of Wonka candy. That kind of sounds good right about now. So here are these tadpoles that their swimming speed is RNG. There are also these frogs that can get in your way. Also, here's a glitch. It's called the switch glitch. If you duck while sliding onto a platform, it stores the animation. So when you get off the platform, you're doing the switch wiggle animation, or whatever you want to call it. And as long as you keep moving or jumping and whatever, it'll stay active. But it wears off after a while, so... And also, it's not very useful at all. It's just a needle distraction. Nice health upgrade there. It's nice and convenient because we can just fly through all the other stuff in this level. So, this is the next boss, Elena. In the speedrun, she's a really free fight. But in, like, casual play, this is probably the first really tough one. So the strat is to just stand in front of her and pelt her with bubbles. That was a really fast fight. Really good RNG too. So here's the ice world. Just called Ice World. Because original names are original. In this world there's ice physics and there's something. I wouldn't necessarily say awful. Because it's not that big of a deal because you can just fly through everything. But if the ice is too rough for you, you can go back to the beginning of the world and get some spiky boots or whatever. And they help with ice traction a good bit.
So the power up that you get in the previous rolls, is where you can shoot these like sort of invisible blocks, right?
Yeah. The funny thing is that there are those invisible block platforms in earlier worlds, but there's not really an incentive to go back for them They only go to like secret rooms and stuff, or mini games. Like, mini games are really only good for extra lives and stuff in this game. If it's a casual playthrough, it's worth it to go to them, but speedrun, that's slow, so it's not a good idea. So a fun thing is that those ice pillars are too low in the ground for them to hit me when I'm sliding right past. So this star right here, it's a one-shot thing. If you don't get it, you have to redo the whole level. Not like the level's long or anything, but it's definitely one of the more notable stars.
You think Epic Yarn ripped off this game with its surfing and snowboarding sections?
At least Milon doesn't transform into anything.
Doesn't transform into a penguin.
Nope. Cute penguins. Or subs or dolphins or whatever. We have our nice penguin fix here though. With penguins that love spawning snowball hitboxes on top of their heads. And doing damage to you. And they're annoying and stuff. They're more annoying in one of the later levels coming up. And by later levels, I mean the one coming up right now. So, you remember that wind mechanic earlier on? Well, now it's back in full force. There's just a whole bunch more enemies here. And I like playing it safe here because I'm using chicken strats. So one of the, like, quirks about wind is that if you jump, you go faster. Or at least staying in the air makes you go faster. But it kind of feels like if you keep jumping, you get a little boost of speed too. And so, now we have all the stars again. And that gives us the ladder power up, I think. Which lets us build a ladder by pressing L and up. Or up and A, I mean. The L button isn't used at all here, except for swapping maps. So, this next Labyrinth level is... It's actually really short, and also a really good place to farm items late game, if you need them. Because at the beginning there's both a double health upgrade and floaty shoes. So if you die anywhere, just come back to this level and farm up. I don't like having blue health for this next boss, so I might have to come back. Just to be safe, I'm gonna go back and get some health. Because this next boss is really, really something sometimes.
Yeah, hitbox in this game are very accurate with respect to the sprites.
So, here's the snowman. This is probably like one of the worst bosses casually. Because he has hitboxes And snowballs, which also have hitboxes. And by hitboxes, I mean awful hitboxes, because everything in this game has hitbox. Oh, he's coming back for more. No, I didn't even need the health upgrade.
Yeah, on one hand, it's really hard to avoid the snowballs and the jumping attack, especially if you don't have the floaty shoes for
We're getting to the exciting platforming stuff soon. Sooner or later.
Okay, it looks like it's back now.
Well, that's good. Technical
You guys didn't
difficulties. What?
No, I was just saying to like chat, like you guys didn't miss much, just sitting in auto scrollers.
Well, that's one way to put it, I guess, yeah. Technical difficulties aren't fun, so... So one mechanic of ladders is that you can, like, despawn them when they're, like, fully built. I like to call that ladder canceling. And it lets you build another one faster, so... that has some speedrun usage. So, if you thought one auto-scroller wasn't enough, here's another one.
Alright, now you guys can fully enjoy the auto scroller experience.
10 out of 10 would play again. And coincidences that I'm playing it again right now. So yay, we reached our 8th life. 2 more until we get invincibility, because that's a thing in this game. Almost got smacked in the face by a fireball.
I wouldn't have been able to figure out where to go if it weren't for that helpful hand pointing me in the right direction.
Yeah, like, there's more than one direction to go or something. So, this room is pretty... It's a thing, because these things can fall down and trap you. And if you're on the wrong side, the game will squish you and die. And you'll die. And funny story that happened to me in my practice room that happened immediately before this. Because paying attention during auto-scrollers is for chumps, man. A funny story about Milon Z that, well, not funny. I guess I learned Paladin percent for the get yourself speedrunning race, and I did the tournament. Milon Z is a thing in that game because I don't know why. Hey, here comes the fun level. Now we can actually go fast again. For a second there, I thought I was climbing up the wrong pillar thing. But that's fine now. So this level's a really fun level. It's just a lot of movement and fun times. Also, I forgot to mention those eggs are awful enemies because their fire speed is variable, and sometimes they can just wall you from progressing because their fire comes out way too fast. So we're gonna wait for that thing so we can jump up here. Now here comes a lot of ladder cancels, so we can keep moving. No, so we got all the stars. And guess what that gives us this time? Is it A, a horse? B, a car? C, absolutely nothing? Chat, you decide. By the way, if you picked option 3, you're absolutely right. We just arbitrarily picked up 5 musical stars for absolutely no reason. So we want to go for that key first, because if you press the switch first, then the cycle on the fire is a lot earlier in its cycle, so you have to wait longer. Also, Tanukis they're certainly enemies. One time I died to a Tanuki, and then 20 minutes later I got the world record. Which, that's a thing, right? They must be good luck or something. Okay, so this is probably my favorite boss in the game. The Sun and Moon boss.
Mr. Shine and Bright.
You could say that, I guess. So, they swap between phases like every few attacks. So, Sun gave me good patterns. Moon's giving me a kinda, like, not good pattern. Okay, he swapped back to Sun immediately. That's good. I ran right into him, which that's not supposed to happen. But that's whatever. Okay, he died. He was gonna punch me in the face, so I'll definitely take that. So, here's the last world in the game. Well, they're like 2 half worlds because there's 2 bosses and they share the same musical star count. Some levels don't have stars in them at all, so you could just rush to the end. One thing I forgot to mention about cannons is that you can manipulate your trajectory. So you can use that to get places faster. So I don't really like being at blue health here, because at this point there's not many healing items between here and the boss. Also, I do not want to fall down here at all, because it's a long way back to get up here. Okay, so this level is a treat. So, see these horses? They're pretty slow, right? Well, you can jump on these umbrellas to get to the end faster, but again, I'm using chicken strats because using the umbrellas to get through is a lot more dangerous. For like a 15-second time save at the end of the run. So I'm like pretty much not, I don't think it's worth it, so I don't go for it. But that task goes for it. And I heard the task is pretty good at video games, so I can believe that. Okay, now I'm gonna use a candy boost here to get to the end faster, because we're near the end of the level.
I like how the overworld incorporates elements of the levels.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. It's a neat little touch. Oh, I want to go down here. So, here's the next boss. This boss is a penguin. Therefore, it's called DDD already, because it's a penguin.
Does it? Does it have a canonical name?
I don't know.
Like, some of the bosses do, right? I guess
Yeah.
Eamon.
Eamon, Elena, Cook, and Cardman all have canonical names. Also, I think I'm off cycle, so he could give me a bad punch pattern here. Okay, he died before he got the punch off. That's fine. So, end game run report. I'm 2 minutes behind on a... My PB's like a high 105. So... I don't know if it's gonna be a 107 or a 108, but 108's my race or marathon PB, so... I don't think it might cut it or anything.
So on the inside of Eamon's castle, there's a bunch of enemies that like to jump at you from off screen.
Well, yeah, this is another one of those bad places with enemy ability whatevers. Now it's time to play Follow the Leader, follow this knight to the end, because he shows you the way to the end in a safe path, I guess. So now here is mirrors the level, or paintings the level. You jump into them like Blue's Clues, and you get to another part of the level, and you have to pick the right way to progress in the level. I have to go farm health because I'm in red. Ooh, watch out. Can I get blue? Okay, blue pants. That should be fine for a little bit. Okay, so this room has knights. Their hitbox is small enough so you can jump right over them in this tiny little corridor. Okay, so in this next level, there's this one bat that likes to fall through the floor because its AI is weird. So the AI for the bats are that when they see you in the horizontal plane, then they charge at you. But if you don't meet them in the horizontal plane, they'll just fall through the floor. Like that. Also, I get chopped by a guillotine. That might hurt a little bit. So there we picked up an invincibility power-up. We only pick it up because it's in the way. And it's not, like, that bad to pick up. Because it's invincibility.
Does it create any lag when it happens?
Yeah, it does. There's 2 invincibility power-ups in this level. And the first one's really laggy. So I don't go for that one anymore. So, after this level's the final boss, and the game developers are nice enough to give you 2 suit upgrades right at the end of that level, so that you can safely like upgrade without losing too much time. So here's the final boss, Amon. He's a frog. He likes to jump around because he's a frog. He likes to fart out purple smoke too, apparently. Yo, good pattern. Amon's right in the middle for phase 2. So now he reveals his true form. I like to call this form Dahlia Hawthorne because, spoilers, because if you know who that character is, that's a spoiler already. So this, Amon phase 2, he likes to shoot these homing balls at you. I got hit by one, that's unfortunate. And I gotta play safe. Also, he does cloak attacks, which wastes tons of time. This is the attack that kills runs because of how much time it burns. So my sound's like super desynced right now, so I don't know like what kind of damage I'm doing to this guy.
So I think like unlike Cardman, you can hit him in his idle animation, like his foot just extends low enough.
Yeah. And that's good because this guy has a lot of health, so... Dude, he's still at single bowl phase. That means he's not close to dead yet. When he's low on health, his homing balls turn into 2 homing balls, and that's more dangerous. He can also punch. And now he's dead. The punch is easy to dodge, so... That's something. Also, time ends when the screen fades black. Dude, I got 109. That's like kinda bad. I blame the aim on RNG.
Yeah, you did get like 2 cloaks, right?
Yeah. Like,
Well, the run's still deathless, right?
Well, this run is that going for it at least. Which that's something. This to aim on can cost like 3 minutes depending on where you die. So now with the harp you magically have, because we skipped all the plot, you can seal Amon away, and now he's not tormenting you anymore. And now Eris is free. And I guess that's the game, so...
Alright then, so thank you so much Kirby fan for this amazing run. Also Swordsman Kirby for the commentary of DoReMi Fantasy. We are setting up our next runner. That will be Kapiki for his GQ Oshaburi Parodius. Oh, that's Japanese names. I always have troubles with it.